Hey guys, what's going on? It's Eli, back with another review video. The last review for the month of September. And hey, I think this is a perfect one to wrap up this month's reviews, And seeing how in the movie it takes place during a certain month, which talk about later. So yes, that's right. Finally, at long last, I am of course reviewing The Batman. Yes, The Batman. Whoo boy. What do I have to say about The Batman? Well, first off, I remember because, when it was announced and, well, here's another thing. After, a bit of backstory. After Dark Knight Returns, at the time, the current last Batman film, and the last Batman film in the Christopher Nolan Dark Knight trilogy. And it was hard to tell, I think a lot of us knew that there would be another Batman movie, but it would probably be in the next couple of years, down the road. And even, say, when Ben Affleck became Batman, there was at one point going to be a Batman movie centered on his Batman, but unfortunately, at some point, that didn't come to be, and due to Ben Affleck almost seemingly stepping down from the role of Batman, and so on. But, that's when Matt Reeves stepped in. I think as though I heard that maybe he was going to direct this, and, well, Ben Affleck was going to direct and star in the Batman film at the same time, but he stepped down from directing to focus more on the role of Batman. And I think Matt Reeves was at first attached to do this, but after it got canceled and, it wasn't going to be Ben Affleck's Batman, and this being set in the DC Extended Universe, as we all know, Matt Reeves just basically did his own Batman. He wrote a story and he brought us his own version of Batman. So, yeah, that was a nice, that was really good of him, and a nice change of pace. Yeah, and what's great is that, this movie, what's nice is that we don't see this. I mean, it is, of course, mentioned and so on, but we don't see it. The movie already takes place where Bruce Wayne is already Batman, and this is his second year as the Dark Knight / the Caped Crusader. So we never, see, a flashback or anything like that. We don't see it on screen of Bruce Wayne's parents being killed. We know the fact, of course, that his parents were killed, but we just never see it, and there is some talk about it later on in the movie. But yeah, so with that out of the way, now comes, let's talk about the story. I'll read the description. When a sadistic serial killer begins murdering key political figures in Gotham, Batman is forced to investigate the city's hidden corruption and question his family's involvement. Yeah, and it's great that, I don't know, some people did enjoy this, but there are those that thought it was fine, there are those. You know what? Here's another thing. People were a bit worried about this, thinking it was going to be similar to The Dark Knight. But I think knowing Matt Reeves, well, and let's face it, even what Ben Affleck brought to his Batman, even Matt Reeves had said this before, and it's true. Everybody has their own, version of Batman. Of course, from the Adam West, the Michael Keaton, Val Kilmer, you name it. Everybody has their own take on Batman. Even the animated shows. Yeah, it's obvious. And yeah, the cast of characters. Robert Pattinson as none other than Bruce Wayne / the Dark Knight himself, Batman. I think people were even concerned about him being cast as Batman, but you know what? He was perfect, Hey, I'll always remember him as, me being a Harry Potter fan, know him, of course, remember him as Cedric Diggory. We all know that he would go on to do the Twilight films, which he does play a bat. Vampire, I should say. And to think, after playing a vampire, he would go on to be a bat. Yeah, you get the joke. So he was pretty good as Bruce Wayne / Batman, and you know what? You get used to the fact that he does a pretty good American accent in this, even when he is Batman. because, we all know that he's British. And even I found out about this. Well, my dad told me about this, that, before we saw Batman, and he had read that we were going to get a lot of screen time with Batman and not that much with Bruce Wayne, which, that's fine. I mean, that's what's happened. It's happened before. Like, okay, we get a lot of screen time, say, with Bruce Wayne, and, not that much, I guess, with Batman. You get my point, But with this, we get a lot of Bruce Wayne in the suit as Batman. So, and that's another thing too, because even though technically Bruce Wayne is Batman, they're still two different people. Bruce Wayne is Bruce Wayne and Batman is Batman. Once Bruce Wayne puts on that bat cowl, the suit, he becomes a complete different person. So, yeah. Also, because, as I said, this is year 2 for Batman. Like, he is known in the streets of Gotham, and you've got, of course, say, police officers, and even, say, officers and higher up, they just don't trust Batman. They hate him, call him a freak. Can't they get the point by now? And since it's year 2, can't they get the point that he's on the good side? Come on. What does he have to do with, the investigations happening and so on? Give me a break. But that's another thing, too. The way that the movie opens, it's crazy. Because, of course, we see for the first time since Batman Forever, we get the big screen return, of the Riddler, played by Paul Dano. Let me tell you, the Riddler in this, wow, he is far beyond different than the Riddlers that we all knew. From Frank Gorshin, Jim Carrey, and any of the other Riddlers, from the animated shows and so on. I mean, hey, the Batman animated series from the early 2000s, around 2003, 2003, 4, etc., that Riddler, he was like a gothic kind of Riddler. So that's one, difference of that Riddler. But, with this Riddler, okay, he doesn't have, say, a staff or, say Jim Carrey had, or any of the other Riddlers, in the comic books. In fact, his wardrobe is different. I don't know how, I think, my dad, he read this, it's based off of something like the Zodiac, or I think, something like that. You probably know what I'm talking about. So, so he, kills a politician, and, that's when, of course, Batman, and in this film, Lieutenant James Gordon. I've gotten so used to calling Gordon Commissioner Gordon, but in this, he's a lieutenant, and Gordon being played by Jeffrey Wright. He was good as Gordon, definitely. And so, because, of course, he knows Batman is on the good side, and also Alfred. Alfred being played by Andy Serkis. Originally, at one point, Alfred was going to be played by, at one point, originally, Pierce Brosnan. Pierce Brosnan was considered for the role of Alfred, but then, of course, it went to Andy Serkis. I was thinking, hey, Pierce Brosnan would have been good as Alfred. Hey, could you imagine, having Pierce Brosnan and Robert Pattinson, sharing, talking and interacting? That would have been pretty good. But hey, Andy Serkis, he was still a good choice. And he had worked with Matt Reeves before. As we all know, Matt Reeves, he directed the last 2 Planet of the Apes films. And, Andy Serkis being Caesar. So, and then, of course, also a couple of other villains that appear, 2, and one that's, as we all know, she's an anti-hero, basically, and that being Selina Kyle, aka Catwoman, played by Zoe Kravitz. I hope I said the last name right. She was pretty good as Catwoman, or should I say Selina, and, I don't care. It was okay for me. Aside from, she rides a motorcycle and would normally wear a bike helmet and so on, the mask that she has on, it's okay. I don't mind. I didn't mind at all the mask that she had on, with the cat ears. What'd you expect? Her to have a cat mask or something? Or say, a cat, hat and with goggles. I don't know, but that's what we got. So, deal with it. Then, of course, we have Oswald Cobblepot, aka the Penguin, played by Colin Farrell. Oh, he was fantastic as the Penguin, and I almost forgot to mention, this is the first time since Batman Returns, aside from the Gotham series, this is the first time since Batman Returns where, of course, and just like with the Riddler, the first time since Penguin has appeared on the big screen. You know what I mean? So, and yeah, I actually read and found out that Colin Farrell was originally considered to be Bruce Wayne / Batman at one point for, I guess, I want to say it was a Batman versus Superman film that was originally planned, or Justice League. I can't remember, but I read somewhere that he was at one point considered for the role of Batman. So, but as of now, hey, we've got Robert Pattinson as Batman, and Colin Farrell as the Penguin. So yeah, fun fact, even Colin Farrell, because he was in makeup, it kind of freaked out his son, and then he was in makeup when he went to a Starbucks. Nobody seemed to care or realize it was him. They just thought he was just a normal person, Like, okay, could you, they never, would expect somebody looking like that? I mean, no hard feelings or anything like that. Not to be offensive, not to be mean, but you get my point. But yeah, apparently even I read that Penguin has 9 minutes of screen time. I don't know. But we got a lot of the Penguin, as, I can tell. And, Penguin, I think it's him or the other villain that's in this. Carmine Falcone. Yes, Falcone being in this, and played by John Turturro. Oh, man, he was really good as Falcone. In fact, I think he almost captured, had the resemblance of Falcone. I guess, yeah, that's how Falcone's supposed to look in the Batman comics somewhere. And no hard feelings on the actor who played him in the Dark Knight trilogy. He was good too. But there's just something about this Falcone that's very different, and what we find out about this guy very later on. So I forget, it's either Falcone or I want to say it's Penguin. Penguin owns this nightclub or whatever the heck it is. You just don't know what the heck's going on. Further down the hallways or anything like that. There's crazy strobe lights and everything. Jeez. Even when say Batman is trying to talk with Penguin, and that's where in there, he first meets with Selina, but as Batman. Also, because I think Penguin being framed for something, and as Batman and Gordon are investigating, we'll even say at one point, the district attorney, Gil, I'm pulling it up. Yeah, it's him. District Attorney Gil Coulson, he at one point gets attacked by the Riddler, and at the funeral of what's-his-face, who the Riddler killed, Bruce Wayne is there as himself, of course, and even say, of course, everybody loves and admires Bruce Wayne, okay, it's him, yeah. So, the one who was killed by the Riddler, Rupert Penry Jones, Mayor Don, he plays Mayor Don Mitchell Jr. So, Rupert Penry Jones plays him, and the funeral happens, of Mayor Don Mitchell Jr., and, and even say Mrs. Mitchell, played by Kosha Engler, and Mitchell's son, played by Archie Barnes. Interesting name. Good name, I should say. First and last name. So the funeral is happening, and then there's some commotion going on outside, and that's when a car crashes, and it's Gil Coulson. Basically, he has a bomb strapped to him, even has an iPhone duct taped to his hand, and it's for Batman. These riddles that the Riddler is giving, they're for Batman himself, and even say answering the phone, and Riddler's there, and Riddler giving riddles to Gil, and, well, even I kind of figured this was coming. Gil does die from the bombing on him, and, it knocks out Batman. He's brought in by the police, and there were two police officers who are jerks, and like they have like high pitched kind of voices, you know. And even say at one point, Gordon and Batman, they have a little talk. Gordon helps Batman get out of there. Like, you know, Gordon thought that it was just gonna be just a light punch or something, but no, Batman really punched him. That's when, yeah, the police chase him, and a really cool shot where he paraglides, like, you know what I'm talking about. You know, he's flying, and yeah, it kind of didn't go as planned. He does hit a bridge, you know. Oh, did I forget to mention the opening sequence? Because it reminds me, that subway sequence at the beginning of the film, and those goons attacking this one guy, this innocent guy, and, you know, Batman just showing up, and, you know, and as this one goon says, the leader of the goons, pardon my French, you know, and who the hell are you supposed to be? And basically Batman just punches him, and then when he gets on the floor, he just... That really shows how aggressive Batman is, and I think that was Robert's idea, I think. And then, of course, Batman saying, like, the famous line in the movie, you know, like, that he says a lot in the movie, "I'm vengeance." Yeah. I gotta say, that goon, that leader, the leader of those goons, same thing with me, and to anybody who knows what I'm about to say. It's like, that actor who plays the leader of the goons, he looks like Doug Walker, aka the Nostalgia Critic. It's true, man. Just, but of course, when you see his actual face, you know, he doesn't. But I'm telling you, when he had that makeup on, I tell you, he looked like Doug Walker. I'm just saying. I was there. I was one of those people too that mistaken him for Doug. Even say when Doug Walker reviewed this movie, I think we all knew that he had what we were all hoping what he would have to say on this. And yeah, Doug must have gotten a good laugh at it, you know. But anyways, so there's that. And as I was saying, like, at one point, like, they think that Penguin is involved in something, and, you know, Penguin has money, and Catwoman tagging along as well, like, in between. And that's another thing too, like, Selina was searching for a friend of hers. You know, I just can't tell. Did they? I don't know if the movie ever confirmed this or not. We know, for example, that Selina is bisexual. But the thing is, like, okay, her friend, played by Hannah Herzik, I don't think I'm saying her last name right, I'm sorry, but Anika, is Anika Selina's friend or girlfriend? I don't know, but at some point, like, you know, Anika disappears, and Selina's trying to find her, you know, even, like, say, like, sequences with Selina and Batman, like, in a bank, like, you know, Selina's trying to get into a bank vault, they have a little fight, and, you know, even, like, say, like in the trailer, because in Selina's apartment, and, you know, Batman, like, you know, you got a lot of cats. Funny moment there. And also, yeah, well, at one point, because Selina is in the middle of it too, you know, they find Anika, and she was already dead in a bag. Ugh. And Penguin, like, you know, and his men, like, attack, like, Selina and Lieutenant Gordon. But that's when it's crazy. It doesn't show up until, like, say, an hour into the movie, you know? The Batmobile! Yeah, we see the Batmobile in its glory. And the first time we see it, like, the engine starts, and it's like showing you, and it's also showing the Penguin that it's like the Batmobile's almost alive, like it's a monster, a machine, you know, and it's trying to scare the Penguin. And actually, I guess it seems as though it does scare the Penguin, and, you know, we get, of course, a really good, really cool Batmobile chase, and the music by Michael Giacchino, I gotta say, it is really good, especially, like, the music that plays dun, 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 dun. Oh, man, that is, you know, Michael Giacchino, he doesn't disappoint, and it's good that he finally got to compose a Batman movie. So, and if I recall, I think he worked with Matt Reeves before. I want to say on the Planet of the Apes movies. I'm pretty sure. I have to go back and check. But eventually, like, Batman does defeat Penguin, and, Batman and Gordon, they question him. And at one point, because, okay, like, I guess, Penguin, I guess, is kind of innocent, and it's really funny. Gordon and Batman, they just leave Penguin there, being tied up, his hands and his legs, and he's waddling like a penguin, and, you GD sons of bitches! that was funny, too. Also, it turns out that there was a little gift left to Bruce Wayne, because there's something about the Riddler not only, like, connected to the Batman, but also Bruce Wayne. And turns out, Batman finds out, and even say when they find this abandoned building and, like, some homeless people there, like, some, like, footage playing, like, a projection playing, and Batman kind of finds out that something has happened, and there was a little gift left at Wayne Manor, and Alfred being there, and there was this one lady who was in Wayne Manor. Who was she again? Is it Dory? Is that it? Played by Sandra Dickinson. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, like Batman, but Bruce Wayne, of course, calling Wayne Manor, and apparently it had already happened, because inside the letter there was a bomb going off, and, well, Alfred was quick enough to throw it, He still threw it, but he still got injured. I mean, it kind of made you think at first, I was kind of thinking of it too, I think for all of us, when seeing this movie, that, is Alfred gonna die? But thankfully, he doesn't, so he's all good. Even, like, say, a little talk between, say, Bruce and Alfred, like, something happened, and, Bruce Wayne's parents being involved. Well, specifically Thomas Wayne, and, Alfred does tell Bruce that his father was a good man, and he was, like, stuck in the middle between something with Falcone. And, it kind of makes you think that, it makes you wonder if they're kind of hinting the fact that maybe Falcone killed Bruce's parents, or, as Alfred put at it, it was probably some guy just asking for money, just like, say, how in Batman Begins, it had that, you know what I'm saying? Like, this guy with a gun asked for, money, like, wallet and so on, and he kind of, like, accidentally, killed Bruce's parents, But, yeah, and that's when, up until the bat signal is litted, and Gordon didn't light it, but that's when they find out Selina did, and has one of Falcone's men captured and, beating him up. We do find out very early that Falcone is Selina's father. Yep, I can't remember if that was in the comics. I can't remember. But anyways, even, like, say, one sequence where, in fact, one technology bit that Bruce Wayne has, like eye cameras, like, you can stick them in the eye. That's pretty awesome, Hey, why didn't Marvel think of that? You never know. Because Batman had Selina going into that club, and trying to get evidence and so on early in the film. Well, at that sequence where, Selina, apparently, like, there was this phone message or whatever of Selina's dead friend, Anika, and you can hear her voice, and you can hear Falcone's voice. Oh my gosh, I'm not joking when I say this. That scream that Anika gives, oh my god, I have a hard time, it's so horrific, like, I remember when I was watching this with my mom for the first time, I was plugging my ears. I did not want to listen to that scream because it was so horrifying. Oh, jeez. It is. Believe me, it is. But, and of course, yeah, because even when, say, when Falcone is killing Anika, like, I think even as Gordon realizes what's going on in the phone message, Falcone is strangling her or something, he does it so calmingly. Like something like that. And that's when, they all go to the club. Selina wants to kill her father, but that won't do anything for her, because it's like Batman warns her, she'll become him, and that's when, they all go in, and of course, the phone message does get out to the public thanks to Gordon, and of course, Falcone right there and then is exposed, even when, say, Selina trying to kill her father, even say when like the lights go out in the club, I think, yeah, that was Bruce Wayne's doing. Even like say like Gordon trying to choke her, and it's, of course this makes sense, like how powerful, like, her claws are, like, to Falcone's face. Eventually, of course, Batman coming in and just telling Selina that, she can't kill him. Again, it's not gonna make things better for her. And that's when Falcone is arrested, and I think at one point, like, I think he says to Gordon that, Falcone calls Batman Zorro. Well, but anyways, nobody, even like, say, I think like Gordon says to, I think it was either Gordon or Batman that says to Falcone, nobody's gonna look up to him or have his back anymore. They're all here for him, and seeing him be under arrest, and Penguin was almost about to kill Falcone, and you think he did kill him. You think he did, but, I mean, even Penguin said that he didn't shoot. I didn't shoot. And even say earlier in the film, Riddler said to Batman, bring him in the light, and that's what happened, right under a post light, And it was Riddler, of course, that killed Falcone. And, of course, they see that Riddler killed Falcone. They go up to where Riddler is. He's not there. But that's when somebody informed the police that they saw him go into this diner completely unmasked. We finally see Paul Dano unmasked, and he's finally arrested, even say when he got a pumpkin, like, coffee or whatever. Like, there was pumpkin in it. It has a question mark, whipped creamed. And, of course, Riddler is finally in Arkham Asylum, but his misdeeds are not done just yet. There was, of course, like a sequence between, conversation between Riddler and Batman, and it seems as though that Riddler, he knew and he knows Batman is Bruce Wayne. And I tell you, that sequence, even my mom was saying this, that Paul Dano, like, an Oscar-winning performance right there. Like, it just shows you how crazy this guy is. And he's singing Ave Maria. And that's when, like, back in, like, say, Riddler's apartment, and Batman finds more clues, and that's when Riddler placed a couple of SUV vans with bombs in them and they go off, and it causes Gotham to flood. Honestly, like, some people, I forget what some people say about that whole thing of Gotham flooding. I don't think it's that bad. Not to mention, everybody that looked up to Riddler and was on his side, they were all dressed up like him, and they're the final boss. That's okay. I thought that was fine. They finish what he started, so, of course, Batman coming in to stop them, even say Selina as well. Like, she was about to leave Gotham, but realized that because of what was going on, she had to be there for Batman. And I think as though, yeah, Catwoman probably was, starting to have feelings for Batman, definitely. And even say, like, the mayor, who's, I guess, soon to be mayor, or I think, soon to be mayor, Bella Real, played by Jamie Lawson. She refused to leave, and she wanted to get out there and make the speech and calm everybody down, but she still got shot. Come on, lady. You knew it was coming. Batman, of course, stopping the goons, and even say when, one of the Riddler's goons says, "I'm vengeance," and Batman realized he can no longer say that. Like, it's no longer about him. It's about the people, so Batman saving everybody, starting with the mayor's son, and that's when it really shows that they can trust Batman now. And, like, the ending to it, like, a couple of scenes, like, well, after, like, Gotham being flooded, and it takes place now, like it's November. I think it's November 4th. Yeah, I think so. And, the mayor giving another speech, and we do see, like there was this one kid that it probably, I don't know, maybe it was still the mayor's son, but just holding on to Batman, and that kind of shows that maybe he could be Dick Grayson, he could be Robin, but who knows, as of right now, I should say. And back in Gotham, we of course see the Riddler once again, and he has a little interaction with, although it's not, it's not, his name's not in the credits, but we know who it is. It's the Joker, played by Barry Keoghan, if I'm saying his last name right, and he was previously in another comic book film, which being The Eternals, Marvel Cinematic Universe, and he did have another appearance in the Batman a little bit earlier, like he was gonna park Bruce Wayne's car, yeah, because as Bruce Wayne was making his way to the funeral. So a little interaction between Joker and Riddler, and even say both of them laughing. And one more scene, and that being with Bruce Wayne and Selina. And basically, they go their separate ways. Selina leaving Gotham, and of course, Batman going back into town. Yeah, what a way to end that film, like them riding on their motorcycles, and that shot where Batman's looking through the rearview motorcycle mirror and seeing Selina, like, going into the mist, and she's gone. What a way to end that film, and even say, at the end credits, it's technically, I guess it kind of is an end credit scene, but really, like, it's words, like, goodbye, question mark? It's not over, of course. Oh, man. Yeah, and also, yeah, like, of course, there was a kiss scene between Batman and Selina. And she was just very curious of who he was under that mask. Yeah. Oh, man, but with all that being said, The Batman, what a great movie this was. This turned out really good of what we expected. And the music, the casting, what Matt Reeves brought to this Batman film was fantastic. And I think, yeah, Matt Reeves cited, I just feel like mentioning this topic. Matt Reeves cited Dark Knight and Batman Returns as two of his favorite Batman films. Even, what was some inspiration for the Batman was, of course, from some of the comics, like one of them being a Halloween comic. So, yeah. Of course, Halloween being at the beginning of the Batman, it takes place in October 31st. But yeah, with all that being said, I am definitely giving this a 10 out of 10. And what about you guys? What did you think of the Batman? What did you think of my review? Leave comments and give this review a like as always. So with that being said, thank you very much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed my review of the Batman. More reviews coming your way. They're gonna be awesome. Keep looking forward, and I'll see you guys in the next video/review. And yep, it's September. This month's reviews have come to an end. And since I mentioned Halloween, and since a bit of Halloween is in the Batman, you know what's coming next. It's coming. It's that time of year again, reviewing Halloweenish films. Stay tuned. Take care. And peace out.